What's up, you guys? It's Steve here with some breaking news coming out today that you might not believe. And that is, we're hearing there will be a new Build Back Better bill and maybe a new Arizona representative, as we're hearing hello stimulus and maybe bye-bye Kyrsten Sinema. And this is your Build Back Better and stimulus check update. And that's right, you guys. Take a look at this breaking news coming out today. Sinema censured by Arizona Democrats over filibuster stance that blocked the voting rights legislation. Now, I've got video footage on the breaking news and some articles to get you caught up on that, as we could be hearing that Arizona's had enough of Kyrsten Sinema. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. And also, stimulus is back, and Senator Joe Manchin is on board with a new Build Back Better stimulus reconciliation bill. Take a look, you guys. Manchin says he's ready to talk, and I shared this with you in my previous video from yesterday, as we heard that Joe Manchin said, let's go ahead and start from scratch and get this done, as Democrats sell him on a new Build Back Better bill. And I'm sure we're going to be hearing a whole lot more on this very soon, but you guys, I'm going to dive into the details and get you caught up on the latest that we're hearing today. Also, wanted to let you guys know that the second video on the new channel is up, and thank you for all the support. And if you're interested in growing wealth and personal finance, that video is about the new opportunity to get in early in all the different ways of investing in the metaverse, explaining what it is and all the details for people that are literally making new fortunes off of the metaverse already. So if you're interested in learning about growing wealth, personal finance, and the metaverse, consider checking out that video. I will pin a comment down below and also put a little link up here so you can go check it out. Thank you for all the support, you guys. I appreciate it. And also wanted to let you guys know that I am fine. A lot of people message me and ask me if I was okay or where I was, and it's just I was getting up that other video and also spent a little time with the family this morning. But you guys, wanted to hop on here and get you the latest updates with economic news and stimulus. So let's go ahead and dive right in. And first off though, let's go ahead and smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Just takes a second, helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive right in and let's start off with this video footage breaking news of Kyrsten Sinema being censured by the state of Arizona.
But first, everyone, we have some breaking news to share from Arizona. That is where the state's Democratic Party has just formally censured Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Let's go to NBC's Julie Sirkin, who's going to fill us in on what all of this means. Julie, what do you know about this?
Yeah, so the Arizona Democratic Party actually just met behind closed doors this morning, taking this formal vote to censure her. Of course, they prepared legislation last fall if she were to go against what they say is democracy, if she were not to go forward and vote and do whatever it takes to pass voting rights legislation. They said in part in their statement, quote, while we take no pleasure in this announcement, the ADP Executive Board has decided to formally censure Senator Sinema as a result of her failure to do whatever it takes to ensure the health of our democracy. Now, I should note that the Democratic Party, after Senator Sinema voted with Republicans against that rules change that would have enabled a simple majority, 51 Democrats, to pass voting rights legislation this week, they issued a strongly worded statement saying they will meet today. They also floated the possibility of taking a vote of no confidence in the senator, saying that they may support a primary challenger to her in 2024. Now, the public version of their meeting is actually set to get underway in the next couple of minutes. There are a lot of members, over 800 in the Arizona Democratic Party, which means we could see on camera a potential vote of no confidence later today. Alex?
Wow, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. I know there's two different opinions here on the channel. I've heard a lot of people say good for Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin for standing up for what they believe, not passing through the voting rights legislation or the Build Back Better bill with their concerns about debt and inflation, and the parties swinging back and forth, just passing through legislation, overlooking the minority group. Or I've also heard a lot of people saying, no, get them out of there. They're supposed to be a part of the Democratic Party and supporting the agenda and pushing through the legislation. They're blocking voting rights. They're blocking more stimulus. Get them out of there. Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Two very different opinions, but we're seeing it looks like the state of Arizona has just about had enough. And we're seeing articles coming out like this, link in the description below. Sinema censured by Arizona Democrats over filibuster stance that blocked voting rights legislation. And the article says that the Arizona Democratic Party's executive board announced Saturday, today, that it has formally censured Arizona Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema for voting to maintain the Senate's filibuster rules, effectively blocking Democrats' voting legislation that is a key priority for the party. Now, the symbolic gesture Saturday from Arizona Democrats adds to the mounting pressure that Sinema is facing for those in her state who helped her flip a Senate seat in 2018. And Sinema, who started her political career actually as a progressive, has been a target on the left during Biden's administration for her stances. Now, Sinema and Joe Manchin of West Virginia, they were both the two centrists who were the only two of Democrats on Wednesday that joined the Republicans in voting to maintain the Senate's 60-vote threshold to overcome a filibuster on legislation. And as you know, that filibuster means that in the Senate, out of the 100 seats, they have to get 60 votes to pass through legislation. And right now in a Senate that is split 50-50, they're saying they wanted to get rid of that rule so that way Democrats would be able to pass through whatever they like if they can stay unified and just get the tie-breaking vote from Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the sitting Democratic vice president. And they said, no, we're not getting rid of it. And it looks like Democrats are not happy about that. Now, Democrats had sought to change that Senate rule so that they could pass the voting right legislation with just the 51 votes, as I just mentioned. Now, listen to this. While we take no pleasure in the announcement, the ADP Executive Board has decided to formally censure Senator Sinema as a result of her failure to do whatever it takes to ensure the health of our democracy, Arizona Democratic Party Chair Raquel Terran said in a statement. She also said, I want to be clear. The Arizona Democratic Party is a diverse coalition with plenty of room for policy disagreements. However, on a matter of the filibuster and the urgency to protect voting rights, we have been crystal clear, she said, in the choice between an archaic legislative norm and protecting Arizona's rights to vote. We choose the latter, and we always will. Now, listen to this. In a statement Saturday, Sinema's office responded back and defended her record. And they said during 3 terms in the U.S. House and now in the Senate, Kyrsten has always promised Arizonans that she would be an independent voice for the state, not for either political party. She's delivered for Arizona and has always been honest about where she stands, Sinema's spokesperson said in a statement. So there you have it, you guys, and I will keep you up to date on that. However, we're also hearing that progress is being made on stimulus reconciliation, Build Back Better. Take a look, you guys. Manchin says that he's ready to talk. And can Democrats sell him on a new Build Back Better bill? Well, the pivotal centrist Democrat has been elusive on President Biden's top domestic priority, and he says he's willing to restart negotiations from scratch. That's right, scrap the current legislation, get rid of the Build Back Better bill. We even heard Nancy Pelosi say, rename it and do a new stimulus reconciliation bill that they can agree upon with spending so that way it doesn't as drastically affect the debt and inflation, which is Senator Joe Manchin's concerns. Now, the article says that Democrats are working to resuscitate President Joe Biden's top domestic priority after it flatlined last month amid opposition from Senator Joe Manchin, who is the pivotal vote with the power to make or break the ambitious bill. Now, just to clarify, all the senators have that power, but he is the one that is not on board, him and Kyrsten Sinema. And they need literally every single vote with the way that the Senate is structured to pass this bill through the process of reconciliation. Now, the path to a deal revolves around the elusive question of what the West Virginia centrist can support that will be acceptable to the rest of the party. Now, the White House and the Senate Democratic leaders have struggled for months to solve that puzzle, and it remains an open question as to whether they still can. Now, Senator Brian Schultz of Hawaii said that the time has come to make major decisions and to pass a climate and social policy bill after a freeze in discussions amid a tense Senate debate on voting rights. We have to have some private conversations and find the deal space. We have been using our egos and our brains to overcomplicate this matter, and we have to find out what has 50 votes and then enact that, the member of the Democratic leadership said in an interview. Now, on Thursday, Manchin indicated his openness to reviving negotiations, and I shared this with you as soon as it came out, as he said he was willing to talk. Take a look. We'll be talking to everybody who wants to talk, he told reporters on Thursday while leaving the Capitol, and he said, we'll just be starting from scratch. So they're going to be ditching the old Build Back Better bill, and they're going to be adding in a new bill, and we're going to be seeing what's included. And Senate Finance Chair Ron Wyden laid out a path forward that he believes can meet Manchin's demands and become law. He said, focus the legislation on climate and clean energy funding, expanded Affordable Care Act funding, universal pre-K, prescription drug savings, and new tax revenues to finance it. And Senator Ron Wyden, he's actually the one that authored the federal unemployment extensions and the bump-up boosts. And Wyden said that Democrats have yet to settle on a final spending level, but are listening closely to Manchin's demands. And he wants to deal with inflation? Well, Wyden said, arguing that the bill includes cost containment policies. He said Manchin feels very strongly that new programs be set up and funded for full 10 years. We're going to try as hard as we can to make these permanent. So you guys, we're hearing that Senator Ron Wyden is also on this, and he is a very creative senator, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to meet Manchin in the middle. Now, we will see what makes it into this new bill, and I'll be sure to report it to you right away, as it's very likely it could be getting cut down even further. Now, progressives, they wanted to start off at 10 trillion, 6 trillion. They wanted to have monthly reoccurring checks, federal unemployment extensions, all these provisions that didn't make it in. They felt like they had to compromise when they came down to 3.5. Now they're down at 2, and it looks like they're going to be going down even further, you guys. And we will see what makes it in. The child tax credit, we have heard, might be one of the provisions that gets axed as well. Now, we will see if it does or if it gets modified. Like I said, whatever happens, I'll keep you up to date here on the channel. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second to smash that like button. Helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Also, if you get a chance, check out that second channel with the new video up on the metaverse and investing for anybody interested in growing wealth or personal finance. I'll pin a comment down below and I'll put a link so that way you can click it. Also, don't forget, if you want to stay up to date on economic news here, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And thank you for all the concern in the DMs on Instagram. You guys, I'm okay, and just spending some time with the family today, but I will keep you up to date as more news comes out, and hope that you and your family have a blessed weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.